Hello everybody. Welcome at Learning is Fun with Prajnaparamita. In my last video, I have already discussed the function, order and the position of English adjectives. From there, you have already known the fact that some adjectives refers to the qualities which can be gradable or we can compare them in relation to others. In this video, I am going to tell you what are the basic comparison of the adjectives or the degree of adjectives and the structure we follow to show that comparison, and I will explain the rules of that using the degree of comparison with lots of examples. And finally, I am going to tell you some interesting fact which you have to know while using degree of adjectives. So stay with me till the end and I will show you all the details about the degree of adjectives. Here, let's see the picture first. What do you see here? You find the adjective tall is used in two other forms, that is taller and tallest. You find that the arrow shows that the adjective tall is compared in relation to a higher degree. That is, one is tall, another one is taller, and the other one is the tallest, much taller than the first and the second one. Similarly, here you find the adjective short is described in relation to shorter and shortest. Here, the short adjective is described in relation to a lower degree, that is the shortest. Here, what is that? Why do you use that type of thing, or why do you say that type of thing? We use comparison to show to a higher degree, to the same degree, or to a lower degree. Let's see. Here, sometimes we use degree adjectives or the comparisons to show similarity and identity, difference or equality or inequality. With gradable adjectives, there are three types of comparison are possible. Let's see the example here. Anna is cleverer than Susan, and Anna is the cleverest student in the class. What do you see here? You find Anna and Susan, or the adjective clever is compared to a higher degree. Similarly, if we say Anna is as clever as John, here the clever adjective is compared to the same degree in case of Anna and John. But here this problem is less difficult than the previous one. Here you find the difficulty is compared to a lower degree. Now, we can use this comparison to show either superiority, inequality or inferiority. What are they? We may say that he is much older than her, or we may say my hands are as cold as ice, or I have less money than you. Here, what are the degree of comparison then? There are the three degrees of comparison. What are they? Positive degree, comparative degree and the superlative degree. Let's see the example. Here you find there is a bicycle, one car and one aeroplane, and the adjective fast is used in its three forms. What are they? Fast, bike is fast, but the car is faster, while the plane is fastest. Here, in respect to the bike, car is faster. The comparison while you compared a bike and a car, you find bike is fast, but the car is faster. But while you compared the bike and car with that plane, the plane is fastest. So here you find fast is the positive degree, faster is the form in comparative degree, and fastest is the form in the superlative degree. Let's see in details. What is then the positive degree? Comparison of same thing is expressed by as, adjective as. What is that? Here, while there is no comparison, we are talking about the same thing together. We use that Anna is as tall as her sister. Let's see the example. Here you find Anna and her sister. The comparison is based on what? The comparison is based on similarity. They are same. In respect of what? In respect of tall. They are equally tall. This comparison is based on equality. While you are talking about the positive degree, you may find there is no comparison. The comparison is based on equality. If there is something, they are equal in their size or length or anything. Here you find Anna is subject, is verb, and the structure is that while using positive degree, you have to use as tall, the adjective, as her sister. Here I write the structure here as, adjective as, and the object. So I hope you understand the structure of the positive degree. Now let's see the comparative degree. When do we use the comparative degree? When we are going to compare two things together. In their any type of qualities are compared together. In case of two things, we use comparative degree. What are they? Here you find you usually use to compare two things. And the structure should be like this. You have to add er with that adjectives and use then. Let's see the example. He is taller than me. What do you see here? Tall is the adjective and I have to use er in order to make it comparative degree, and you have to use then. After that and then the object. You find that one is tall and the other is short, and while you describing the leg girl, he is talking that see he is taller than me. Now then what is then the superlative degree? You find sometime you compared some qualities in respect more than two. That is, when you are comparing something in many, that more than two, the superlative degree is always used there. And what should be then structure? The structure is that you have to use a determiner the and the adjective with its est form. Let's see the example. Here are the examples. Mount Everest is the highest peak in the world. Here you find the and the high is the adjective, and to make it superlative you have to use est with that adjective in order to compare it in respect of any other mountain peak in the world. And she is the cleverest student in the class. Here you find the adjective clever. You find she is compared in relation to other students in the class. So we say she is the, you have to use the, and the clever, the adjective in its est form is student in the class. So I hope you understand the difference between positive, comparative, and the superlative degrees. Now, what are the rules then? How do we form the est or er form? This is the problem. You have to know them. There are particular rules in English language in order to, while you try to form the superlative and the comparative degree. One syllable or two syllable adjectives, comparative and superlative ending in er or est. That is, you find one syllable. That means there is a only old. Here it is one syllabic word. But if we say water, you have to pronounce like this, water. That is the disyllabic word. Intelligent, you have to more than one or two syllable are there. Intelligent, you have to pronounce like that. This is called syllable. So here all these are one syllable or monosyllabic word, so you have to use ear while you make it in a comparative degree and oldest in the superlative degree. Look at the change in the ear, the word. Here it is the base word old, that is an adjective. When it is comparative, you have to use er, and in case of superlative, you have to use est. Similarly, tall, taller, tallest, or cheap, cheaper, cheapest. Now, adjective ending in e have the comparative and superlative degree like R or ST. You do not have to use E then in case of comparative or superlative degree. Let's see the example. Here you find late. There is a final E in the word late. So when it is in comparative degree, it is later and latest. Similarly, nice, nicer, nicest. Now, if there is a vowel and after that there is one consonant, you find that the last consonant become doubled while you changing its form in superlative and the comparative degree. If you see the example, you can understand well. That is fat. What is there? The final consonant, and before that consonant there is a vowel. So the last consonant is doubled, fatter, F-R-T-T-E-R, fatter. It become, the last consonant become doubled both in comparative and in superlative degree. Here, big, the last consonant is g and before that e, the vowel. So the last consonant is doubled, bigger in case of comparative and in the superlative degree. Now, two syllable adjectives ending in y and before that there is a consonant. In that case, you have to use IER by removing y in case of comparative degree. Similarly, IEST in case of superlative degree. Let's see the example here. Here you find there is a mistake here. You find IER. Here you have to use IEST like this. Okay, happy. Look at the word happy. H-A-P-P-Y. What is that? The final ya, and before that there is a consonant. So you have to use happier. That is, last y is removed, ya is removed. Instead of that, IER is used. Similarly, happiest, IEST, instead of y, you have to use IEST. Similarly, easy, easier, easiest. Now, two syllable adjectives have untraced vowel ending. You can use ear or est. What is that? No need to double the last final word or no need to use any other thing when the vowel is untraced. For example, narrow. Here, how do you pronounce? The final vowel is untraced, narrow. You never pronounce O in proper way. So, it is narrower and the narrowest. Clever. The final vowel E is not pronounced in case of clever. So, you have to use cleverer and cleverest. Quite. Here also the final vowel is untraced. That is why you have to use quieter and the quietest. Similarly, this is the rules of exceptions. What are they? There are some adjectives which do not follow these rules. In particulars, they are called the irregular comparison. What are they? For example, good, better, best, bad, worst, little, less, least, and much or many with more and most. So these are the irregular adjectives or irregular comparisons. Now, what do you do if we say intelligent or beautiful? Do we make it intelligenter? No, it is not true. In case of longer adjectives, you have to use more or most before them in order to use in the comparative and in the superlative degrees. What are they? Intelligent, the base adjectives, and you find more intelligent and most intelligent. Similarly, beautiful, more beautiful, and most beautiful. But in case of unhappy, what do you do there? Although it looks long, but still while you using it in comparative and in superlative degree, you have to use unhappy, unhappier, and unhappiest. Although the word unhappy looks long adjectives, but still you have to use IER or IEST in order to make them comparative and the superlative. Similarly, there is an interesting fact. What do? You find good looking. The word good looking, there is a combination of two adjectives are there. Good looking. Here you have to use good looking, better looking, and best looking. Similarly, well known, better known, and best known. You have to use in case of good and well when they are used with the other adjectives. Now, sometime I have told you that in my previous slide that you have to use more or most in case of the longer adjectives. But there are some exceptions too. This is the interesting point of this video, that they are used, this more and most, sometimes used with the short adjectives also. These are the exception. In which cases they are used in case of short adjectives? That is, a comparative is not followed immediately by then. If you do not use then more and most may be used in case of shorter adjectives. Let's see the example. The road is getting more and more steep. Here you find you do not use what? Then in case of comparative degree. And here you find more and more steep. Similarly, if you compare two descriptions, in that case also you have to use more in case of short adjectives. That is, he is more lazy than stupid. There, lazy and stupid are the descriptions about someone. And here, although lazy and stupid, they are short adjectives, still more is used there. And you never say that he is lazier than stupid. This is not correct. Similarly, right, real, wrong, and like always have more and most. This is the exceptions you have to know. These words always used with either more or most. That is, she is more like her mother. You never say she is like her mother. Like her is not incorrect. So you have to say more like her mother. Now, come about the pronoun then, where after that which pronoun is correct you have to use. In informal style, object pronoun is used after then. That is, she is older than me. It is an informal style of speaking. But in formal case, you have to use the subject pronoun with verb. That is, she is older than I am. Am is in bracket. This is also correct, and this is used in the formal style. So you can use any of them, either informal style or informal formal style. If you are using informal style, you have to use object pronoun after then, but in case of formal style, you have to use subject pronoun after then. Now, prepositions after superlatives. Okay, so there is a problem of using prepositions after superlatives, and you have to know that there are some exceptional rules. What are they? Here, do not use of with a singular word referring to a place or group. Okay, so let's see the example and you will understand it. I am the happiest man in the world. Here, the happiest is in the superlative degree man, and the pronoun preposition is, of course, in, not of. That is, you do not say, I am the happiest man of the world. It is not true. Similarly, she is the fastest player in the team. Here, in the team, referring a group, but here you never say that she is the fastest player of the team. This is the incorrect use of preposition. Now, here there is also an exception. What is that? Here you find the singular word referring a place or group. Here a place, the word is a singular word, and the team is a group referring a group only, and the singular word is used here. But of can be used before plurals and before singular quantifiers like lot or bunch. In there are some cases you have to use preposition of. In what is that? That is, if you say that she is the fastest player of them all. Here it is not, them is not the singular word, or do not refer any singular thing. They are plural in number. The word is plural. So in that case you have to use of. So remember this rule properly. If the word refers to singular word or singular thing or a place, it is in. But in case of plural, it is of. And he is the best of the lot. Here you find the quantifier lot is used here. So the preposition is of. Now, if you watch the video very sincerely, you can able to do this exercise by yourself. So do it at home, and if you have any queries, anything, please do comment in the comment box. I will definitely answer you briefly. So no more today. Thank you for listening, and bye bye.